This week on Healthy Living, a look at your kidneys and how they impact your health. And an expert discusses chronic kidney disease and how to protect yourself. Plus, are you getting enough sleep? The answer coming up. Finally, music therapy reaches some elderly in Nigeria through virtual reality. These stories and more in this edition of Healthy Living. Hello, I'm Linor Moudou. Thank you for joining us on Healthy Living. It is a small organ that plays a big role to keep you healthy. The kidney's main job is to cleanse the blood of toxins and transform the waste into urine. Humans have 2 kidneys. However, experts say it's possible to live a healthy life with 1 kidney. People may lose 1 or both kidneys due to chronic kidney disease, which occurs when the kidneys are damaged and cannot filter blood properly. Between 8 and 10% of the adult population in the world have some form of kidney damage, and every year, millions of people die prematurely of complications related to chronic kidney diseases or chronic kidney failure, according to the World Health Organization. We start in Nigeria, where health authorities in the northeast Borno state are working hard to contain a growing case of kidney failure among residents of the state. Scientists are investigating whether the food and water people consume are the causes of the spike. Husseina Mohammed sends this report from Maiduguri.
Here at the kidney ward of the Government General Hospital in Maiduguri, the number of patients undergoing dialysis is increasing every week as a result of the growing cases of kidney diseases. Patients with severe kidney disease are coming here 2 to 3 times a week for the dialysis, which the government offers for free because it's very expensive.
I am grateful I came in for the dialysis. I feel better whenever I come here. It's a painful illness that can affect the brain too, especially if you also have malaria. Initially, I refused to take the doctor's advice for the dialysis, but when I later agreed, the pain was significantly reduced, and the treatment is free here.
So what is causing the increase in kidney disease in Borno State? At first, health experts blame the situation on the disruption of life, especially in refugee camps where diabetics and hypertensive patients were not getting the medical attention they need. Now the experts say there are other factors and are investigating the food people are eating and the water they are drinking to see if there is a link.
The prevalence of kidney disease in Borno State is higher than that of any other state in Nigeria. In most states, the prevalence rate is between 10 and 12%, according to the research. But in Borno, it is about 14%. The pattern we are seeing in people with these conditions is some also have high blood pressure or diabetes, and there are other factors which we are investigating.
Representatives from the state government say there will be an increased effort to support kidney patients.
In addition to the funds allocated to kidney research, the Borno state government is making efforts to provide safe drinking water to the people because there the spike in kidney disease and other diseases could be linked to an issue with the water source.
In the past, kidney disease in Borno State was mainly found among adults. But now doctors say there is an increase in the number of children coming in for dialysis.
Dr. Remigius Lugakengira is a urologist at Benjamin Mkapa Hospital in Dodoma, Tanzania. He shares some insights on kidney disease and how to maintain healthy kidneys.
The kidney is so important and is one of the vital organs in the body because once you lose the function of it, you are gone. The kidney start functioning from when you are in the womb. So you can have problems due to the formation of the kidney cells. That's why you can find young one below 5 years, below 3 years, they have cancer, for example. Or you can find a person born with 1 kidney. Or you find a person die in utero because the kidney are not functioning. So you can have a problem with organ development itself. You can have a problem when you have drug overdose, for example. You have a wrong dose, wrong timing of medication can cause kidney problems. When you have toxin, for example, you've ingested toxin, that can kill your kidney. But also, when you have underlying diseases, for example, if you have heart problem, diabetes, that can also cause the kidney problem. So we've seen in Africa, for example, if you have other tropical diseases, like tuberculosis, like malaria, can end up getting kidney failure. There are several stages of the kidney problems. There are early stages whereby you become asymptomatic. That's tricky. That's when we advise people to go and to check their kidney at least once or twice in a year, and depends the age. But once they are stage advanced, that's when it becomes catastrophic. You can have nausea, vomiting. Sometimes you can have a lower limb edema, whereby the legs are swollen. You can even lose the memory, loss of sleep, and then you can even go into mental, because once the toxin, which is supposed to be drained out, doesn't come out, you can end up killing your brain cells. That's when we think of other replacement therapy like dialysis. We can even go to kidney transplant. The number is increasing, the trend is increasing because other condition, NCDs, non-communicable diseases are on increase. And simply we don't check because we don't check. We have a good system now of checking kidneys, for example, in Tanzania. So we are seeing a lot of numbers.
Sleep is as important to the body as oxygen and food, but many of us do not get enough sleep. How many hours do you need to sleep to feel rested personally? This is what some of you had to say on Facebook. Yao Marcelin Kofi writes, "Sleep is essential. Given my age, I need 8 hours of sleep." Meda Rocher Bob says, "I need 6 hours of sleep to feel good." Abdurrahman Muteba writes, "For me, 5 hours of sleep at night is enough." And Alphonse Mbouaki says, "Sometimes we spend long hours watching TV and sleep less than 6 or 7 hours. But if we sleep beyond the recommended hours, we wake up in great shape and there is no risk of dozing off at work or in class." Experts say not getting enough sleep or sleep deprivation can result in issues such as poor concentration, increased moodiness, blurry vision, dark circles under the eyes, and slower than normal reaction time. So how much sleep is enough? According to US-based Mayo Clinic, factors like sleep quality, sleep deprivation, age and pregnancy determine the amount of sleep a person needs. Adults need 7 or more hours of sleep, while infants, 4 months to 12 months, need 12 to 16 hours in 24 hours, and teenagers may need 8 to 10 hours. At least 9 hours of sleep is recommended between 3 and 12 years of age. Meanwhile, new research published in the scientific journal Nature Aging has found that around 7 hours of sleep is the ideal night's rest in middle and old age. The study conducted by scientists from China and the United Kingdom says associated insufficient and excessive sleep with a reduced ability to pay attention, remember and learn new things, solve problems, and make decisions. As the world just crossed the gruesome milestone of more than 15 million COVID-19 deaths, including over 1 million in the United States, U.S. researchers are looking back over the past 2 years, marking who died here, where, and why. VOA's Laura Bowman has the story.
The Guzman family suffered early in the COVID-19 pandemic. September 2020 brought breathtaking loss.
My name is Catherine Guzman. This is my sister, Jennifer
Guzman.
And we lost our mother and her husband to COVID-19. But we gained 2 little angels who my mom adopted, and we want to continue to raise them together. as a team.
Her parents add to the grim statistic that the U.S. has just crossed 1 million deaths due to COVID-19. Health researchers in the U.S. are looking back over the past 2 years, analyzing data on who died, where, and why. They say minorities were hit hard, including younger people whose jobs had them out in the public before much of the population was vaccinated.
They kept our country running, quite honestly. They kept food on our table, and they paid a heavy price for it. We as a country failed to protect our essential workers, and minorities were more likely to be essential workers.
In the early days of COVID-19 in the U.S., people were dying in urban centers. Then the virus spread to more rural areas. There was no national response to COVID-19 at the start of the pandemic. This, combined with misinformation about vaccines, kept many from getting the shot. But medical experts insist that vaccine fears were unfounded.
While we did these studies in record time, we produced the vaccine in record time, it was built on 20 years, at least, of good science, of the investment in science and study. So we were able to create a vaccine relatively quickly. And because people were not adequately communicated that message, people thought that the corners were cut, but no corners were cut.
Other experts say that local health departments across the country were ill prepared for a pandemic.
There is no question that we are reaping the harvest of decades of underinvestment in public health at national, state, city, and local levels in the U.S. as well as globally.
Globally, more than 15 million people have died of COVID-19. Many experts say we are through the worst of the pandemic in the United States. Between 60 and 70% of the U.S. population has been vaccinated for COVID-19, and a similar number has been infected, giving them some immunity. But experts say that as the virus evolves and mutates, ongoing boosters may be necessary moving ahead.
Nigerians living in elderly care homes are getting a chance to watch their favorite musicians come alive through virtual reality, thanks to an organization focusing on art therapy. Take a look.
I've never even seen this VR before, but this is my first time of using it. That's why I stood up and began dance. When the music entered my brain, it changed my swagger.
You find a lot of old people getting missing, getting lost, while trying to just take a walk, and then they can't find their way back home. So with all those happening around, we need to educate people and let them know that old people are not witches. Because they have white hair does not mean they're a witch. They have lived life. They were once young, vibrant, active, just like we are.
The virtual reality can help seniors to really, in place of mental health and also in the place of brain health as well. Some of these elderly ones actually have dementia, which is known as memory loss as well. But what is important is that the virtual reality can help them to connect maybe with a popular musician they grew up knowing or listening to. So reliving that moment, reliving that experience and finding expression, being able to dance and move their bodies in a way that it just makes them happy in that moment.
It looked as if I was watching Richard on stage. He gave me a feeling I can never forget.
Sometimes the seniors get to experience this virtual reality, and it seems that they can't get out of it. It's like they finding themselves in the world, in their own world. They stay longer, they want to stay there forever.
For the latest news and coverage on the coronavirus, stay connected to Voice of America at voanews.com. You can follow me on Twitter at Linor Moudou. That's our show for today. Until next time, take care, stay well, and strive to make every day a healthy day.